Hey everybody, Rosematter here. Welcome to part 27 of my Super Danganronpa Another 2 Let's Play. We concluded the 5th class trial, and it ended in quite a shocking twist where we lost. After accusing Iroha of being the murderer, it turns out that Mikado was the killer. So, right when it seemed like all of us were about to die, I guess the program glitched out, and we got a flash forward, I guess. Flash forward, flash back to Kokoro and Mikado seemingly working together on this program, revealing that Kokoro has a daughter that went to Hope's Peak that she's not in touch with anymore. So I was like, wait, is Sora actually her daughter, and that's why she doesn't remember who she is? But also Sora is a Kane, so I don't think that works. Just a whole lot of questions, but we're not out of this game yet. We are going to be heading into, I guess, the final chapter at this point. I'm very excited to see what's going to happen next, so let's get back into it. Oh. The world is falling apart. What was that? Playing edgelord? No, I mean literally. Don't we all know? Everything's over now. If this is happening, the killing school field trip must have come to an end. Though there's no way for us to find out how it all ended. But I think it's unusual, even for Mikado, to put a sudden end to everything. Did something go wrong with the plan? Serves him right. Rot in hell, Mikado Sanoji. It's just my speculation. Yeah, what we know for sure is whether Mikado's plan succeeded or not. Our time here is up. If Mr. Utsuro really came back to life, if we can get our fortune back, and even the smallest chance of us coming back to life opens up. No, there's no such chance. Fortune is just that, mere luck. It's impossible to bring people back from the dead. Even if it were possible, Mikado would never let that happen. No, I don't want to die. I want to live some more. I want to stay here with you guys. Emma, snap out of it. We're already dead. Us talking here like this is only a fantasy. I know that. I'm prepared to face the end. It would be childish to deny that, but I just couldn't help it. Our lives throughout the past years have been a living hell. And when we finally escape those gutters and live a normal life, we're dragged right back down and have to accept it's the end? No, I hate it. Why me? Why do we have to go through all this suffering? Stop it. Crying like that won't change what's already done. Besides, we all did something terrible. Hey, Nikke, is there anything you want to say? It might be your last chance. Or are you keeping quiet because you don't have a mouth? But fuck it, I'm just waiting for all this to be over. I'm glad this hell of a life is ending. There's no point in living life without power. Yeah, just let me return to dust. Are you sure about that? Well... What about you then? Your health. You wanted to regain your health. You came this far just for that one goal. Why are you so concerned about other people? You must be the most desperate of all of us. That might be true, but still, there's something that came to my mind when I realized this will be the end. This is what I was fated to be. What? We were all granted power of fortune by Mr. Utsuro, and with that power altered each of our fates. We weren't dragged down to hell. We were there from the very beginning. Fortune might have allowed us a temporary escape, but this is the place we were all supposed to be. You. So we can't change fate? I don't know. There might have been some way if Mr. Utsuro were still alive, but wouldn't it be better to think we came back to where we belonged rather than we lost everything? At least in your last moments. Forget it. You're lame. I'd rather not spend my last moment dealing with the likes of you. I'm gonna lay down here and silently fall into sleep. If that's what you want. I'm sorry. Emma. Tell me one final joke. Anything's fine. Oh, but I thought you hated them. Just pick one. It's almost time. Ho-ho, alright. What do you call a deer with extremely good eyesight? Ah, we never get to hear the end of the joke. Master Utsuro, I was happy to meet you, but at the same time, I was unhappy. That's the reason I resent our meeting. So, thank you. Because you were... What should I say first? Empty. If I were to explain the empty who's monologuing right now. My name is Empty. Maybe I'll put blank instead, though I doubt anyone really cared. Blank. So you can see I'm not blank or have it blank as well as blank. I'm just one blank of the ordered blank, stewed at blank, that blank, blank at any morning. Empty, 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 empty. Only emptiness. Empty, 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 empty. And so on and so forth. Ra. Aura. Sora, get up. Oh! What? Sora, are you okay? This looks like this would be Kokoro's daughter, doesn't it? Like, it looks a lot like her. Huh. So maybe she was... Okay, so I was assuming Sora was Kokoro's daughter somehow. But maybe not. Sora, are you okay? Huh? Sora, it's me. Are you okay? Do you know where we are? This place. Thank God. I'm so glad you're okay, Sora. When I found you on the floor, I thought you were dead. I thought I was dead. Huh? Who are you? Excuse me? This is the first time we've met, right? Wait, is it? Something about you is familiar. It's Yuriko! Oh my gosh, how did I not catch that? The eyes. Sorry, it's me, Yuriko. Yuriko? Is that really you? Of course it is. You look like a completely different person. I don't understand either. I looked like I did back when I was in high school. In high school? Yuriko, I can't remember. Of course the two of them would find their way back to each other. They're soulmates. My theory was correct. I don't know why my memory and my appearance is back, but this is how I look now. What, you still don't believe me? My memories might be back, but I still remember everything that happened. I believe you. I was just a little surprised. You look very mature, though. I love it. She's like, ooh, she's like, I like this. Well, that's because I'm an adult. I don't know how old you are, but I'm older, probably. So, should I call you Miss Kabuya? Or are you already married? What? Shut up. I'm not that old. Miss Kabuya. I'm just asking you to treat me how you usually do. It's just a joke, Yuriko. I like how I assumed because she had glasses, I was like, that's clearly Kokoro's daughter. By the way, do you know what happened? I want to know our situation. No, we obviously didn't know what to do until our minds went blank. What? We're alive. I think so. What happened to the execution? Why are we on this beach? And where are the others? Maybe Kokoro is the one who hacked into the system? I was assuming it might have been Rei. Because of, like, Teruya and the reset code and everything. Maybe he did something. Yuriko, I have a question. We're still in the virtual world, right? Well, I don't think the zeros and ones are normally flying around in the real world. And the sky's purple, if you noticed. Did you say your memories are back? Yeah, I don't know why. So, how did you get kidnapped and forced into the killing game? I'll tell you, just wait a second. My mind is still a little fuzzy. I'm sure I was working as usual, then someone... I'm sorry, I don't remember the details, but I know I for sure was surprised attacked. If you don't want to remember, you don't have to. I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. In any case, we know what's going on now, so I think we need to check. Huh. The student handbook's completely broken. There's some weird static in the rules section. Sora, look at this. Oh, reset code activation. This is... The reset code is unlocked. Did this bring my memories back? Let me check mine. Mine's like that too. Really? So have you remembered anything? They should come back, my real memories. You remember before, right? Yeah, Akane Taira. That's the thing too, is like, Kokoro was talking about her daughter getting into Hope's Peak. So I was like, maybe Sora, but then Sora, if she's Akane, who is Kokoro's daughter, though? Akane Taira, was it? Have you got any other memories apart from hers? I should have, but I don't feel any different from how I did in the last trial. Well, the change in my appearance must have something to do with the reset code. But you haven't changed at all, so maybe it didn't work for you. I don't know. The reset code's not absolute. The reset code just initializes the tampered state of data. Tampered state? What's that? Wait, what? Monocrow. Oh, pleasure to see you all again. You, what do you want this time? No, wait a second. I'm no longer your enemy. What bullshit are you trying to pull? You work for Mikado. Yuriko, wait a minute. Monocrow, I wanted to talk to you. Sora. The day I arrived on the 5th island. When that happened, you tried to tell us something, right? Yes. Why didn't you say anything? And what did you do after that? Then your condition was weird. And there's gotta be a reason that you're here, right? Still as seasoned as ever, Miss Sora. I'll admit, you were half right. Half right? Once my data was initialized, it doesn't make sense for me to be here anymore. So in theory, my personality should be dead. But I have somehow come back to life. Now that I have a few moments of freedom, I came here to you. What are you talking about? Don't you understand? I'm here to help you guys. To help us? It seems both your reset codes have been activated, right? Seeing how Yuriko's avatar has been released, but nonetheless, you lack information. To beat that monster Mikado, you need information. Am I wrong? Wait a minute, you're acting weird. You've been on Mikado's side all this time, so why are you helping us now? Well, I'm not sure either. I think the default value of my algorithm is to help humans. Algorithm? All programs act using algorithms, and the principle of those are determined by a default value. Well, I've not exactly been trustworthy so far, so you have to make a choice if to trust me or not. I won't force you. As Yuriko said, I've been working for Mikado, so why would you trust me? However, I'm no longer under the jurisdiction of Mikado, so now my actions are to help you. I hope you believe that much. What should we do, Sora? Monocrow, what do you know about Mikado's plan? Where are the others, and what's going on? Well, not all of them are here, but I could show you where they are. Yuriko, let's take his help. Are you serious? It's hard to understand the situation with just us two alone. Besides, we don't know where the others are, and we could always use some eyes in the sky. We have the perfect bird for the job. Please don't address me as just a bird. Right, I'm suspicious of Monocrow, but he has been acting weird the past few days. However, if you betray us, you'll die. Don't worry, my algorithm isn't programmed to lie. So, it's safe to assume you've decided there's nothing else on this beach. We should move. Move? To where? To the singularity. Please, talk to me when you're ready. I want to start right away. What a sudden reunion. Monocrow's certainly back to his usual self. I'm still not sure if he's our ally or our enemy, but I'm sure Monocrow... something that could be useful to us. What happened to us? Who knows what the future may hold? It's time to uncover the truth. Alright, Chapter 6, The Moon of Hope and Sun of Despair. Okay, so we can do some investigating. Did we lose the last class trial? Yes. I'm still not convinced. Was Mikado really the culprit? Our reasoning was perfect. No, if you think about what Mikado said before, it all matches up. We knew the culprit of the 4 other trials because we had an easy way of judging who the culprit was. But in the last case, we had no idea who placed the poison. Clearly, that was our downfall. But... It was a complete defeat. Our usual process of doing things was made useless. However, somehow we lived. It's already over now, so let's focus on the present. You're right. I'm sorry, Sora. Is there anything else? Anything for us to check at all? I don't see anything. I guess it's to just talk to Monocrow. Are you ready? Right, well, let's move right away. Wait a minute, Monocrow. Just where is the singularity? Wait, before that, do we even need to go to it? Mikado's plan, and the reason why we got trapped in this killing game. If you already know, just tell us here. She's right. Don't be suspicious. If you have any information for us, tell us right away. Oh, I thought you already knew about Mikado's plan. Huh? Nikkei said everything a few days ago, remember? Besides, the reset codes were solved, so I think you have already come to your conclusion. Yuki, Utsuro, he's trying to meet them. Is that what you're talking about? It's hard to believe what he said Nikkei said just a few days ago. Like, it's crazy to think how quickly all of these events have happened. Well, his goal is to put Utsuro's personality over Yuki's, therefore aiming for the resurrection of divine luck. Isn't that what you've already concluded in Hika City? That's... Wait a minute, only me, Sora, and Yuki were there, so how do you know about that? That's because I'm the overseer of this world. Currently, this virtual world is erroneous, due to external intervention. You can tell what happened from the strange environment that surrounds you, right? When this happened, our security was destroyed, and without my admin privileges, I know little information of what happened since. So just tell us what information you do know. Well, what a temper from Miss Kabuya here, always so impatient. I've judged that seeing for yourself would be faster than my explanation. It's only a waste of time talking here. I see. I know for a fact it's not me or Mikado causing this intervention. It'd be impossible to move such a place for us. Follow me. The coordinates of the map are all lined up, so it should be just up ahead. I don't think he listened to a single word I said. It can't be helped. We should just do what Monocrow says for now. At the end of the day, it's only a matter of time before Mikado realizes something is wrong and comes to execute us again. It's a wise judgment. Now, follow me. Due to an unnatural linking of these locations, you may feel somewhat dizzy upon movement. Please keep that in mind and have a safe travel. We've arrived. This is the first singularity. Oh, my head is spinning. What is this? What's going on? As I said, this world is full of errors. It seems the objects are misplaced. It's not just that. When I woke up, we were on a sandy beach, and now we're somehow inside a building. Wait, is this maybe the first island? Correct, the bell tower. This is where the first murder took place. In the virtual world, murders are of great significance. From this error, I should be able to do various manipulations here. This way. You go first. Huh? Oh, yeah, there's the adult version of him. What is this machine? Wait, there's somebody inside. Oh, it'll be so cool to see, like, the adult versions of everybody. He seems familiar somehow. Yuri. This person. It's Yuri Kogren, right? A suspicious capsule-type machine reminiscent of a tube. Lay the sleeping body of Yuri, who was an adult like we saw in the video. It is very similar to, like, the Danganronpa to Goodbye Despair, right? Where it's like everybody was kind of hooked up to those machines. It's like their consciousness was put into the virtual world. Except it wasn't the adult versions of them, I think. They looked exactly the same. You're all aware the one who died in this tower was Yuri, right? It's like we forgot because it's been so long ago. What? Why is Yuri? No, more importantly, what is this machine? This machine is a device that connects the real and virtual worlds. In other words, this is the connector to the virtual world program where we currently reside. In the real world, just like Yuki, you two are in a capsule like him, asleep. So Yuri also returned to his real body. Wait a minute. Yuri fell from the top of the tower, but there's no cuts and no wounds. Wait, is Yuri alive? No, Yuri is very much dead. What is in this device is just an empty body, because the virtual world connects directly to the brain. So a death in here is a death in the real world. There are no exceptions. So that dashes any hope that Nikkei... I know Nikkei said he was lying about that, but like giving us the hope that maybe we would be able to save the people in the real world. So everyone who died is still dead. After we saw the real nature of Nikkei, it's just as we thought. He was lying. But hearing Monocrow say it like that, they're all gone. So why is Yuri still here? And why is the capsule here with him? I already told you. Told us. This place is entirely virtual. Your body is exactly the same. Just like a game avatar, so to speak. And with administrator rights, you can change the look of an avatar. So in other words, someone arbitrarily manipulated the body of the dead Yuri. Does that mean? It wasn't a person who intervened. It was due to the reset codes. When a reset code is activated, your avatar returns to the state of your original body. If you don't believe me, let me show you. What? I'm back to looking like... Also, I feel so dumb that the ring... How did... I love Yuriko so much, and yet I didn't clock that. About that she's got the same necklace. I'm back to normal. Originally, such a power would be impossible, but in this state, it's possible to manipulate it. We're just talking nonsense. Let's get back to the important part, about Yuri's reality. To be precise, somebody called the connection device in reality. That was the reason. The connection device? Is there something like that in the capsule machine? Well, as far as I'm aware, this device will show information. Oh, here we are. This is his profile? That's all we know about Yuri Kagarin. Please, have a read. Name, Yuri Kagarin, Japanese and Russian raced, mid-20s. From a young age, he inherited the Kagarin Corporation. He hated men very much, but was able to see the varied abilities of humans, and became an outstanding businessman, and developed the Kagarin Corporation to new heights. Using independently developed AI called Yuri for space exploration, he successfully contributed greatly to the space industry, and became one of the symbols of the next generation's hope. Influenced by a girl from his past, he was determined to devote himself to helping women's welfare. Looks like a lot of great achievements, but still nothing special. Still the same old Yuri, damn. Not only Yuri's body was big, he himself was. So what does this have to do with our situation? Miss Sora, do you not remember? Yeah, what? Well, I'm aware you recovered your memories as Akane Taira. Am I wrong? Yuri Kagarin met Akane Taira as a child. What? So, Sora? Yuri, who originally rejected men and worshipped women. The reason he became— oh, it was because of me? I influenced him? The reason he became so obsessed with women was because Yuri hired Akane Taira as a worker for him. Then does that mean Sora? Do you remember meeting him as Akane Taira? So I wonder if maybe Sora, in some way, she affected everybody's life by meeting them when they were younger? I'm not too sure. I can't remember for certain. Well, I don't really remember everyone I met whilst I was a maid. Right, well, whether Miss Sora remembers Yuri or not, it doesn't really matter. What's important is Yuri had knowledge of Akane Taira. Why is that important? Why does that matter? Because that's the reason they were caught in the killing game. Oh, all of you, Utsuro, the very purpose of Mikado. He brought you all here because you were all related to his classmates during Utsuro's time at Hope's Peak Academy. So is it me specifically? So everybody was— oh shit. So is that it? Like I'm connected to everybody here, so it's kind of my fault that everybody has been brought into this game. Oh man. What? Including me? Minako Tamori. Does that name seem familiar to you? Minako? Wait, how do you know her? Minako Tamori's only daughter, Kizuna Tamori, is the ultimate cheerleader— oh, okay— of the 79th class at Hope's Peak. She was one of Utsuro's class— okay, so it's not necessarily me. That would makes me feel better. I was thinking, I was like, oh no, did like Akane, did she come into contact with everybody who's in this killing game, and like by being connected to me, they were all brought here, so not necessarily. No way. What? Minako is a married woman? Is it really a surprise? But she really has a husband and a daughter? Why? Did you two have a thing going on? No, Minako was the madam at the bar I used to work at in high school. Even though I was a minor and she looked after me so I could work with her. To think she was a married woman? But this isn't about her. This is about Minako's daughter who went to Hope's Peak, right? Yes, to be more precise. The Hope's Peak Academy's 79th class. Allow me to say this one more time. The reason you became a target of Mikado was because you were more or less related to the 79th class students. In the case of Miss Sora, Akane Taira was part of the 79th class herself. So that's self-explanatory. So this is a way for us to bring— oh, so this is even more crazy, is the fact that they were like having all of these references to the 79th class in the different islands, and nobody clocked it because they didn't have their memories. Like, I assumed Teruya was the only one who had that connection at the time, but all of us did. Wait a minute, Madam's daughter and Sora were classmates? Minako's age at the time, and then her daughter was in high school. That means— Grandmother Kabuya? What? Oh, no, I wasn't trying to calculate your age. Well, age doesn't matter, so please stop calling me that. Is that touching moment over? Can I continue? All of you, except the members of Void, were related to the 79th class in some way. Technically, the Void sought help from the 79th class member, Utsuro. Since they're technically related, it means all of you are related to the 79th class. Come to think of it, Teruya was part of the 79th class of Hope's Peak as well. Then, was Teruya also a classmate of Utsuro? Correct. In Mikado's plan, everyone was supposed to have a slight relation to the 79th class. But there were some people who were in the 79th class themselves. That includes Akane Taira. That's you, Sora. And that's the reason we're in this terrible situation? Because we had connections to the 79th class? So why did Void, Mikado, collect everyone connected to the 79th class? In order for Yuki to become Utsuro, he needed to create a similar environment to the previous game. Mikado called it reproduction. A reproduction? I had no choice. It was to create a conflict of men versus women for the exact reproduction. Killing Yuri was the only way to do that. Him dying as a fact alone would be enough. As expected, it stirred up the theories of a woman being the culprit. I'm sorry, Mikado. I messed up the reenactment. It shouldn't be a surprise considering the flawlessness of your reenactment of this case, quite unlike a certain incapable person. The reproduction of the case is the order of the killing game we've been through so far. The Voids previously mentioned it after the trials. Miss Taira, part of the 79th class, Miss Sora, if you really are her, you should remember. Remember how this killing game is similar to the killing game of the 79th class. That's right, Therese said that the 79th class went through a killing game as well. About Utsuro, you must have heard about him from Sora on the last island. Do you remember? Yuki's biologically identical to Utsuro, but mentally they're different people. So, Mikado wanted to replace Yuki's personality with Utsuro's. As such, he chose a virtual world so he could connect directly to the brain. In conclusion, Utsuro was in the 79th class, and the two killing games were very similar. In the virtual world, Yuki suffered the same turning. This is Mikado's plan. The trials that Nikke talked about is the reenactment process. I was expecting this to some extent, but after hearing it myself, it truly was terrible. Now that my memory as Akane Taira has returned, I remember clearly what I did, and the terrible hell of the killing game. My memories when I opened my eyes on Utsuroshima were ambiguous. It felt like a dark past, but now, I remember everything clearly. During that time, he and I did something terrible. It's a terrible time that I don't ever want to repeat again. And Mikado Sanoji did it all over again, to Yuki, who's done nothing wrong, was dragged into this selfish purpose again. And not just Yuki, everyone was dragged into this because of the 79th class. Wait a minute, after the war and the tragedy, human scientific advancements were rapid, and technology improved day by day. With the technology of the Toa group, I know artificial intelligence and other things of the sort had begun to appear. But no matter how much I think about it, covering a personality with someone else's is, no matter how similar the environment and the conditions are, is it really possible? It's basically brainwashing. If it's possible or not, this theory has already been proven by someone before. They even managed to implement it in practice before. What? Junko Enoshima, have you heard of her? And Junko Enoshima, she's the cause of the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Junko Enoshima, she corrupted Utsuro, and as a result, most of the class of 79 died. She's the root of this world's chaos. Well, she died a long time ago, after popping up a few too many times, so you don't need to worry too much about her. In the past, Junko Enoshima modified a virtual world called the Neo World Program. So that's goodbye despair, right? That was the Neo World Program, I think. It was used to overwrite someone's personality with her own. AKA the plan to turn everybody into herself, of course with the work of many others. Her plan failed, and Junko Enoshima is completely dead. It doesn't make any sense. Then Mikado used that plan as motivation for his own. Did he actually implement the plan? And what does the symbol on the capsule device mean? This is the connection device of the New World Program. It's a stolen version that was plugged with a thermoplate. He stole it? Where did Mikado get such manpower? Unfortunately, I do not know that. I'm only supposed to direct the killing game, the Mono mascot, taking the place of Monokuma. Even Mikado didn't give me the full details. So we were forced into a killing game that Utsuro went through, because the 79th class was already dead. So we were used as alternatives, or substitutes, in other words. Yes, Yuri here, Yuriko, as well as everyone else were in the same situation. Huh, what's with the serious face, Sora? No, that can't be it. There's gotta be something more. Yuriko and everyone else were kidnapped by Mikado. What? There's more? Fufu, still as sharp as always, Miss Sora. Correct. In addition to the people related to the 79th class condition, there were some other criteria they had to reach. And they were? You have to be a Hope Speak Academy student. Huh? This is the essential and irreplaceable condition that Mikado learned using trial and error. In addition to this and the 79th killing game, there have been several others. There was even a killing game that took place with the Hope Speak Academy officials. I'm not sure why, but Mitsuru's personality was covered up. But the ultimate talent was absolutely necessary. Wait, what are you talking about? I've never even been to Hope Speak Academy. It's correct, you weren't a student or Yuri at Hope Speak Academy. And here's the problem. When you started the killing school trip, why did your memory go back to when you were at high school? Huh? You all should know since your memories have returned, but, you see, Hope Speak Academy was already closed several years ago. So the ultimate students that were considered the symbols of hope in this world could no longer be found. That's why Mikado decided to kidnap all the people who were considered the symbol of hope. Read Yuri's profile carefully again. Using independently developed AI called Yuri for space explorations, he successfully contributed significantly to the space industry. Okay, no shade to Yuriko, but I feel like there's a big difference between somebody who is, like, contributing to space exploration and a hostess. I don't see how Yuriko would be considered Hope's humanity. A symbol of hope for the next generation. After the tragedy, major restoration had to begin. Among them, there were people who had great contribution to the restoration work. Those people were the next generation of hope, just the same as the ultimate students were. They were called the symbols of hope. Mikado focused on that and the talent itself, and as such put everyone's age back to when they were in high school. In other words, you are virtual ultimate students. And the thing is, Yuri wasn't he like the ultimate spaceman or ultimate astronaut? He never went to space. It was just like his company contributed to space exploration. Wait a second, a symbol of the next generation of hope? Does that include me? But I don't have any achievements that could earn me that talent. You're too humble, Miss Kabuya. You certainly deserve the title. You were a counselor, correct? Really? I mean, I did some volunteering through the speaking skills I learned as a hostess, and became a psychologist. Okay, I could see the psychologist, I could see that, looking at her. Of course, I did gain a little recognition, but not to the extent of being called that. I guess it's not based on her skills when she was in high school, but when she was an adult. It's through the counseling that Yuriko did she began to stand out after the tragedy. She helped a lot of people who were physically and mentally damaged by the disaster. And all for the small cost of nothing. Many people suffered from PTSD. Thanks to Yuriko's hard work, they got through their trauma, and that got her the title of being a symbol of the next generation of hope. Man, trying to do good for the world, and look what that got them. Yuriko, that's awesome. Well, that being said, shouldn't I have been the ultimate counselor instead? Why was I chosen as the ultimate hostess? That's not what I was known for. Your talent and memory were inextricably linked. If you were selected as the ultimate psychologist, your memories wouldn't sync well, since you weren't a psychologist at the time. And wouldn't that also be... That's Kokoro, isn't she the ultimate psychologist? Does that mean everybody else actually had a talent as well? Correct. Yuri was no different. He was famous in the space industry. A symbol of hope for the next generation. From some point, everybody began to call me that. A considerable amount of time had passed since Hope's Peak shut down, and people were still desperate for hope. That's how humans are. Just how mankind created religion. They needed something to believe in. Humans are always hungry for hope, and are afraid of despair. That's why they create the symbols of hope. When you said that, something came to mind. Monocrow, are you human? When the killing school trip first started, I didn't know anything, and I thought there might be someone who controls you behind the scenes. But as the story of the virtual world came out, and from Mikado's remarks, you seemed to be more than someone being controlled when you were talking about your memories returning. If Monocrow was created by Mikado specifically for this plan, it'd be right to call you artificial intelligence, right? Hoo-hoo, a swing and a miss. You were only half right this time. Of course I'm an artificial intelligence, but I'm not made by Mikado. What? Then just who are you? My real name is Yuri. Mikado hacked me into another program. Yuri? Wait, that's... Using independently developed AI called Yuri for space exploration, he successfully contributed significantly to the space industry and became one of the symbols of next generation hope. Monocrow, you're Yuri's... I guess you could call the real Yuri my father. Didn't I say? My purpose is to help humans. Originally, my purpose was to manage various flights. I must have been developed for that. Is that why he's a bird? Even though most of my data has been modified, I still have no memory of being called the AI Yuri. What? Why the hell is the AI created by the Kogren Corporation being modified for use in a killing game? Mikado's extremely focused on efficiency. For him, Mr. Kogren's AI had all the necessary conditions for the plan. I must have been the best prey? So he kidnapped Yuri and stole his artificial intelligence. That's what you're saying? So, in summary, in addition, an AI created by the next generation of Hope would be fitting for his plan. This isn't a very good story. Well, I don't know all of Mikado's actions. All the memories of me being the AI Yuri have been erased. I just went through with the killing game as programmed. But now that I know my identity, I can clearly remember what took place because of the program. Which is why I'm helping you both. An unimaginable identity. Yuri was deeper in Mikado's plan than we all thought. But of course, Yuri's dead. He was also a victim. The scary thing is how someone executed all these large-scale crimes. But this was all done by the person called Mikado Sonoji. Even after we got our memories back, we still didn't know much about Mikado himself. Monocrow, if you look at it, you're also a victim of Mikado. It must have been hard for someone that was programmed for good purposes to be doing horrible stuff for Mikado like that. Well, that's not exactly the case. Huh? This body's simply a programmed algorithm. I'm just an AI. I have no emotions. I laugh, act gloomy, get angry, etc. Not because it's how I actually feel, it's because I was programmed this way. But artificial intelligence is not human. As an AI, I have no feelings of guilt. The only person who committed a crime is Mikado. However, distinguishing good and bad, there is no function for that. I'm helping you now because I realized my original role. Because that is what my algorithm says to do. An artificial person that acts on its own emotion and ignores algorithms? Well, that'd be called an alter ego. You don't need to sympathize with me or worry about me. You only have to use me. Because all I am is a tool to help humans. Artificial intelligence that acts according to an algorithm. Monocrow's actions are not based on emotion. They're simply deduced using his systems. But even so... I'm sorry. No, it's nothing. It would be meaningless of me to talk any longer. My role is soon to end anyway. Was that really it? If his behavior is really just an algorithm, what did all those other times mean? Now, let us move to the second singularity. Time might be infinite, but not for us. You may feel dizzy between moves, so try to mentally prepare yourself before we begin. Alright, oh, so we're getting truth bullets. So we're going to be doing one I guess it's going to be the final showdown. We're all going to come back, and we're going to defeat Mikado once and for all and, like, unravel his plans. Hopefully it'll make up for the kind of mid-tier last trial that we had. The last trials tend to be pretty good. Oh, we got a lot. Okay, damn. Yuriko, you really are an adult. What are you saying? No matter how much I look, I still miss the pink-haired Yuriko I know. Well, this is the real me. When I was a hostess, I was just imitating the appearance of someone who knew what they were doing. Aside from that, since it's a bar to entertain people, I tried to be as colorful as possible. Did you always wear glasses? Yes, ever since I was young, my eyesight was bad. Back when I was a hostess, I used to wear contacts. Sorry if you don't like it. Contacts are uncomfortable. Oh my gosh, she's so sweet. She's like, I apologize for wearing glasses because you're not used to me with them on. You look cool with glasses and with contact lenses, don't worry. You think so? Thanks. Yuri's sleeping in the capsule without moving. Oh, alright, I guess that's it then. Well, let's move right away. Again, prepare yourself for the dizziness. Come this way. So we're gonna go to each island. This is gonna take a little while. I am curious to see, like, you know, if there's a capsule at each one, like, the next person, what they're gonna look like when they're an adult. Oh, God, I'm dizzy. Is this one of the private rooms? Welcome to the second singularity. Kokuro's private room. I think you should all remember it. Kokuro's room. This is where the second murder took place. Wait, but how? This is the Monocrow. I thought Mikado blew it up. Well, I guess you could say this is backup data. Common sense doesn't apply in a virtual world full of glitches. Don't think too hard about it. Please, come this way. Well, I mean, that wasn't a surprise. We knew what Kokoro looked like when she was older, right? We followed Monocrow to the corner of the room, just as it was in the first singularity. There was somebody inside the capsule machine, a middle-aged woman. Is that Kokoro? Yes, this is how Kokoro looked in the real world. To be more accurate, should I call her Kokoro Kurakawa? Oh, that name, Kurakawa. Why does that name sound familiar? I've been trying to figure out who that name is. That's Kokoro's last name. She's married. Kokoro was married? She was that old? Because that name sounds so familiar. Because I would assume that her daughter would have would share the last name of the dad, right? So, like me and Yuri, she was considered a next-generation symbol of hope and related to the 79th class of Hope's Peak. Yes, however, this is not relevant. Miss Mitsume, no. Oh, that's it. That's why that name sounded familiar. Oh my gosh, she's the mother. Miss Mitsume, no, Miss Kurakawa is the mother of the ultimate exorcist, Mikako Kurakawa. Okay, that's the connection. She's a member of the 79th class of Hope's Peak Academy. Wait, Mikako? Ugh, my head. I can see the resemblance. Sora, what's wrong? What a nostalgic name it must be for our dear Sora. Well, Kokoro here is only related to Mikako by blood. They haven't actually met for a long while. There were circumstances that caused... was when Mikako was disowned by her mother and raised separately. Circumstances? What kind of circumstances? I don't know the details. Mikado only gave me the information I needed to know. I'm sorry, I don't know everything. What's up with your silence, Miss Sora? No, it's nothing. I was just a little surprised to hear that name. Well, alright, let's do the same as last time. Please read the information for yourself. So this implies, though, that Kokoro, so that was a flashback to when she was with Mikado and they were setting up this whole game, but if that's the case, then Kokoro was dead in the real world. Please read the information for yourself. Name, Kokoro Kurakawa. She was a famous psychologist who'd published multiple theses in the past, but after some unknown circumstances, she disappeared from the academic world and her location is unknown. In the later years of her work, she went beyond psychology into the AI field and even brain science. This was confirmed from her studies. It seems she had a daughter with somebody, but has been lost for a long time. The current status of this child is unknown. Kokoro. As you all know, Miss Mitsume had an excellent brain. She was considered a symbol of hope for the next generation. So I wonder, like, Kokoro, I know she lost her memories when she was in this world, but Kokoro, she seemed to have some knowledge of something before she was killed. Like, she wanted to tell us something. She's like, I want to test my theory or whatever before she was killed. Although she never attended Hope's Peak, and she wasn't even a high school student. It wouldn't have been strange if she was accepted into Hope's Peak Academy herself. Wait a minute, isn't something off there? Yuriko? Look at her profile. Of course it looks like she was famous in the past. How come I haven't heard of her? Right, because she's also kind of in that same field a little bit of psychology. Huh? This is the first time I've heard the name Kokoro Kurakawa. So how could she be one of the next generation symbols of hope? Monocrow, do you even know what you're saying? As far as I know, the next generation symbols of hope were the hope in the world. So how could her name not be known? Ooh, are you sure you aren't getting it wrong? In fact, that profile says nothing about her being a symbol of hope. No, Mikado told me this directly. He needed talented people to replace the ultimate students. But, as Yuriko said, it is a little weird. Are you sure you weren't being fooled by Mikado? Okay, so Kokoro might be an outlier here. I wonder what's up with that. Well, as I said prior, I do not know everything, so maybe there are details I'm not sure of. I imagine this will probably get brought up in the, the final trial. Let's put this topic on hold. I don't think we'd get an answer by going in circles like this. You're giving up already? Use the intelligence in artificial intelligence. It's because of my artificial intelligence that I gave up so quickly, Miss Sora. My body's like a computer, so to speak. My thinking speed far exceeds the human brain, and nothing comes to mind no matter how much I think about it. It's safe to say I have no idea. Oh, really? Even if you're an ally, you're not much help. You remind me of Nikke. It really doesn't matter that much, but the more I think about it, the more strange it becomes. Why is it only Kokoro's information is like this? Well, we're only at the beginning and there's already so many problems. Still, Monocrow is the reason we're getting this far. At least we're making some meaningful progress. Sora, this might be a weird time to ask, but didn't Teruya say all but 3 of the 79th class had died in the killing game? Wouldn't that mean that you died? And that Kokoro Mitsume, no, Kurakawa's daughter, is already... Was she your friend? You were classmates after all. Are you okay, Sora? I think so. After my memories came back, I remembered all my classmates. They were all wonderful. Nevertheless, over the past few days, we've gone through the trauma of life and death. Even now, with my memories back, I still miss my friends who died back in the tragedy. But you're not just Sora. Akane Taira's in there, too. And all the 79th class were your classmates. Even though we were all fake friends, it still hurts, Sora. All our classmates on this island are dead. It's a waste of time. Huh? Rather than this, wouldn't it be better to gather more information? The whereabouts of the bastard Mikado and the others. Yeah, the others. Monocrow. Do you know where the others are? The others? Are you talking about Yuki or Iroha? Mikado may have the higher authority, so I cannot locate him specifically, but the others I can find for sure. Anyway, since the coordinates are meaningless, I'm sure we will come across them soon. Wait a minute, Sora, what's with that reaction? Mikako. I don't know what type of person she was, but she still died in the killing game, like Teruya said. I don't deserve to mourn them. As I said, Yuriko, Akane Taira committed many sins that cannot be washed away that easily. I just don't want to talk about it right now. Sora, what exactly did you do? The last time we talked about it, we didn't really get much time to talk. Because of the murder and stuff. Yeah, what the hell did you do? That's so unforgivable. Why can't I know? I don't want to talk about it. You just hate me for it. Sora, I told you the other day, I want to know what happens, no matter what. Remember, I'm always on your side. I want to help you, Sora. Please, tell me how you feel. She's sounding like a counselor, isn't she? If I can't do that, then we... Hey, you two fighting? This isn't exactly the right time for this. Yuriko, I trust you, but we're still not completely out of Void's plan yet. That's true. It's very painful for me. If I remember now, I'd just be stuck with the same painful memory, and I couldn't move forward. So I'll tell you as soon as we get out of here. Sora, I know you're angry, but just this once. Can we stop this? Besides, we just lost each other recently. I don't want to fight you. I feel the same. I don't want to fight with you either, Sora. Well, you're right. Confessing your sins isn't exactly an easy task. I was being too forward. I'm sorry, Sora. No, you're not. Good, good. Glad you both made up. Such a touching friendship. You two always manage to get along so well. Stop being nosy. You're free from Mikado. Now I want to say Mikako when I see Mikado. You're free from Mikado now, right? You're still poking your beak into other people's business. Sorry, it's a habit. Monocrow, there's nothing else about Kokoro, right? Yes, to tell you the truth, Kokoro is an unusual case. If you're ready to move on to the next singularity, should we go? Wait, Monocrow, how long are we going to do this for? Until we've taken care of all the singularities. The previous two were at the crime scenes, right? So should the next one be the ghost house? Oh, right. So if the singularities are at the crime scenes, there should be 3 more left. Correct. What are we going to do after it's all over? About that, I don't know. What? I know I keep saying this, but I don't know everything. But I don't know more than I know. All I can do is show you the profiles and give you an approximate indicator of the events. It's up to you to decide what to do after that. What? Well, I guess we were leaving everything to Monocrow. Until a while ago, I was calling you suspicious. I'm sorry, Monocrow. I've said this before, I am only a tool. You do not need to apologize to me for anything. Yuriko, let's save this for later. We have Yuki to find anyways. And Iroha, let's focus on all the information Monocrow has for us. Yeah, let's do that. It just feels too dizzy every time we move. It's horrible. Oh, what's going on here? Mikako Kurakawa. The sin I committed back then. What I want to say to Yuriko, was this really right? No, I shouldn't be asking that now. The investigation comes first. Kokoro is sleeping in the capsule without moving. Hey Sora, do you remember anything else? You remember, so why don't I? It's almost certain the reset codes have something to do with our memory, and Monocrow said I had an avatar and I changed to how I looked in reality. So if your reset code's been activated, you must have changed somehow, right? Sorry, I can't remember anything apart from Akane Taira's memories except... Except, there might be individual changes in memory from time to time, so maybe it's too early to confirm. Right, I don't want to pressure you. It's just because I care about you. Are you ready? Right, well, let's move right away. Again, prepare yourself for the dizziness. Come this way. Ugh, dizzy again. Is it just me, or is the landscape breaking even more? It's because there's a lot of data to be processed. You'd better hurry. Now, this way. Huh, there are 3 capsules, so it's gotta be Setsuka, Kanade, and Hibiki, right? Well, it is for Setsuka and the twins. So following the pattern so far, these mechanical devices are the singularities, and the dead are in the place where they died. It's hard to imagine Kanade being a pillar of hope or whatever they call her, considering who she was. That's correct. That's weird. The only one who died in the ghost house was Setsuka, but the twins are here. Why weren't Hajime and Emma at the first 2? Because they're void? Probably. Well, that's right, but the pods are for the victims, not the criminals. And to some extent, the twins here are also victims. Well, that's... What's wrong? Are there ghosts? There's somebody behind the pillar. What? Ugh, where the hell am I? How do I get out? I'm just gonna... I hate you, Mikado. I hate you, Mikado. Iroha. And she looks the same too. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mikado, please forgive me. Sora and Yuriko. Well, that's embarrassing that she clocked that was Yuriko right away, and yet I didn't realize that was her. It's been a while, Miss Nijui. Monocrow, what are you doing here? How did you get here? No matter how much I try to leave, I can't escape. The answer's simple. You cannot move between coordinates because you're not an administrator. I brought these 2 here myself. Well, certainly looks like you're back to normal. Then can I go home now? After all you've done, that's all you have to say? It hurts. Miss Yuriko, violence is against the... No, I'm no longer a teacher. The rules don't matter. Why are you overreacting? Sora, you should be just as mad as me. You haven't even shouted at her. She cooperated with Mikado and helped kill Teruya. She almost got all of us killed. I'm sorry. Stop it, Yuriko. We can't change what happened. There's something I want to ask her. If one more smack for the road, ow, it hurts. Iroha, I know you were on Mikado's side, but that doesn't matter anymore. I can understand why you did what you did. Even after Hajime was betrayed, you couldn't give up on the plan. Another thing, too, is we don't know what happened to Shiobai. Wonder when if he's gonna pop up in here, because... like, what happened to him? I don't understand, because, like, he didn't get killed in the class trial, but he's not the Blackened, so he couldn't have made it out. So yeah, I'm like, he's kind of in the back of my mind. I'm like, when is he gonna pop up again? I can understand why you did what you did. Even after Hajime was betrayed, you couldn't give up on the plan, because you were desperate. You needed to reach your heaven again. My heaven? How did you know about divine luck? Just shut up and listen. But now that you've come this far, you should know now, Mikado Sonoji only sees you as a tool. So even now, you have another choice. Join Mikado again, or you could give us a chance. What do you say? I wanted to join you, but the school rules. The school rules? It was why Nikke died. If you betray Void, you get killed yourself. Do you really think I stuck to Mikado because I liked him? I couldn't do anything. The school rules were only added after Shinji died and the trial was over. So why? Why didn't you reveal yourself when Nikke did? Explain that one, Iroha. That's because... Alright, calm down, Yuriko. This isn't the time or the place to have this argument. We're not completely innocent either. You kind of tried to kill too. Now's not the time to feel guilty. Really? What? Why are you shouting all of a sudden? Sora? Oh no, it's nothing. Anyway, I'll pay the price for my sins one day, but for now, we have to stop Mikado. We just leave him, he'll continue his evil plans, and there will be even more victims. We can only prevent this with our own hands. Think about it. Don't worry about the rules, Iraha. Maybe it's because of the error in the virtual world, but all the rules in this world are now obsolete. Oh, you're right, the e-handbook. I don't like it either, but you're the last remaining Void left except for Mikado. So if you ever felt anything for us, I hope you'll help us. I get it. I'll help you. Monocrow began to briefly explain all the details to Iroha, very smoothly. So, do you know why the execution stopped? It's obvious. Somebody forced the termination of the virtual world, and thanks to the termination, I'm here to help you. Scared. I was really scared. If it had been just a few seconds later, my head would have been splattered all over the wall. I hate it. I hate it. Stop being so loud. Shut up. Sora, tell him to stop screaming. It's so scary. There you have it, Iroha. Wait, why aren't you surprised by Yuriko's appearance, right? Oh, Come to think of it, when Sora woke up, she didn't even recognize me. So how did you know who I was straight away? Well, according to Nikkei, all Void members received a profile on us. Ah, Iroha. That's how you knew, right? Yes, even though you just said it, Mikado gathered talented people from all over the country and erased their memories and returned them back to their high school days. The symbols of the next generation of hope. Iroha, your reset codes have been unlocked, right? But you haven't changed a little. Well, actually, the Voids don't have reset codes. Ah, huh? Well, they do, but the code doesn't do anything. What does that mean? Wait, you don't even know? Looks like you need a detailed explanation of the reset codes. The reset codes synchronize with your data modulation in the virtual world, with the real world. In other words, it does exactly what it says on the tin. It literally initially resets your manipulated data. However, unlike the rest of you, the Voids have no tampered data, so the code stays the same. No tampered data? So you're saying in reality, this is how now Iroha looks? Didn't you ask a while ago why Emma and Hajime had no pods, correct? The pods were imported with the reset code in mind. It's what happens when the victims return to their original body. When a Void returns to its initial state, there's no backup data, so it does not change. I'm so confused. In other words, you can't retrieve Void's data. You can see it that way. I can only speak technically. Programming language is hard to explain. Even if they could retrieve Void's data, nothing would have changed. Huh? The Voids were brought by Mikado to simply fill the numbers out. They were just cattle. The Voids are not part of the next generation symbols of hope, and I do not have any more information than that. So if they're not next generation hope, and they're not ultimate students, does that mean they have no talent? I didn't go to Hope's Peak Academy either, and I'm no ultimate student. Nevertheless, we were still recognized for our talents, so what does that mean for them? Wait, doesn't it make sense Void would be talented too, considering the abilities we've seen Void perform so far? Well, I'm not interested in boxing, media, or art, so I'm not sure. But Emma Magorobi, I know that name for sure. Before the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, she was famous. It's just luck. Huh? Us Voids originally didn't have talent at all. They were all fate, given to us using Utsuro's luck. That's what our talent is. It's just as Iroha said, but Yuriko was still right. They still technically have a talent. Hajime's a genius, famous amateur boxer, and Emma is a world-class child actor. Iroha is a painter from a proud family, and Nikkei is a capable reporter. However, in order to reach that position, the power from the heavens had to be used. Wait a minute, Sora said that if Utsuro dies, the luck he brought disappears, and the results caused by the luck will gradually disappear. Yes, we were all losing our talents, even if they were still protected by divine luck. We're still in a good position, but even though our talents are gone, it was just a matter of time until someone noticed. Yes, now you understand why I did this. You understand, right? We had to go through with it. So what, you want me to feel sorry for you? You still did terrible things. Yuriko, calm down. Anyway, we have our answer. We know the reason why there are no capsules for the Voids. So now we know this was the plan of Void. We were all just used by Mikado, me included. Only Mikado knows the full truth. Even with Iroha, nothing has changed. We still don't have any definitive clues. No, although she was an enemy, Iroha's still one more ally. Now we've joined forces. We can defeat Mikado. Now what's wrong? No, it's just like Monocrow says. It wouldn't be much help. We didn't have any information before, but at least with Iroha now, we know all of the Void members. Even if it's not a definitive clue, the more information we know, the better. Well, I have something I want to ask a little later, but first of all, let's investigate the capsules. Yeah, I'm curious to see what they look like. To see if they do look any different. Setsuko already was pretty, much older than us. Oh, she looks... Oh, who does she remind me of? She looks cool. She looks almost like a detective. Inside the machine was a different, but still recognizable woman sleeping quietly. Setsuka. She looks older than Yuriko, but I could still tell it was her. Although it was with a fake memory in a virtual world, she was trying so hard to end the killing school trip. She tried to help everyone until the end. It's nice to see her face after so long, but we know all too well she's not here. Yeah. Perhaps if Shinji and Setsuka hadn't been there, our bonds might have been broken. Even though it's all over, during the killing school trip, her vacant seat in the trial hurt. Setsuka Chiabukuro. Hey, I was right in a way! At this point in time, she was working as a private investigator. An investigator? Miss Chiabukuro was trying to capture all the hidden remnants of despair. She made a big contribution. Because of this, she gained a lot of trust from the public. She was practically called a symbol of hope. But she wasn't related to the 79th class. What? Then why did Mikado capture her? She was connected to the Kisaragi Foundation and was looking for them. Huh? What? Setsuka was a member of the Kisaragi Foundation? No, she was a private investigator who did not belong to the Foundation themselves. Just before she was forced into the killing game, she was commissioned by the Kisaragi Foundation. So she accepted and tried to capture Mikado. However, Mikado caught on to this and somehow managed to kidnap her. Anyway, talent-wise, she was perfect for the killing game, because the Kisaragi Foundation itself was founded by the 79th class. With that, the conditions were satisfied. Then Setsuka was caught looking for Void and got kidnapped. Well, for more details, you should check the profile for yourself. Name Setsuka Chiabukuro. She lost her right eye in an accident and won an amateur billiards tournament with the power of her transplanted eye. But soon after, she was expelled from the billiards world for cheating. Since then, detailed information is unknown. After the tragedy, she used the power of her photographic eye to become a private investigator, and contributed greatly to rebuilding society and finding the remnants of despair. Come to think of it, Nikkei knew that, right? That Setsuka's eye functioned like a camera. What kind of insane surgery did she get to have a camera in her eye? She was tracking down the remnants of despair, right? The mob that was infecting the streets. Well, currently most of them have been apprehended or just straight up disappeared. Unfortunately, I do not know the exact request she received, or how she was caught by Mikado. An investigator capable enough to be called a symbol of hope, kidnapped, and used for this horrible plan. I'm really interested who Mikado is. Do you know, Iroha? Huh? Well, even if you ask me, I don't know. Mikado only told us the information we needed to know for the plan. I told you before, it's my first time reading these profiles myself. Yeah, if I was Mikado, I wouldn't give the important information to a kid like you. What's that supposed to mean? Come to think of it, Monocrow, you said you can freely administer this world, right? Well, technically yes, but not 100%. Mikado's not given me all the permissions here. Then, is it possible to recover the note? Oh, the note, that's right, that Kanade burned. That, recover the note that Setsuka left? A note? Oh, you mean the one Kanade burned? Yes, Kanade said something like, "What's this, the amazing note left by Setsuka? I want to know what it said. The contents might have something we can use against Mikado." Now, Monocrow, could you retrieve the note? That's a great idea. I remember it, Sora. Of course I can. You're talking about the note Miss Kanade burned during the third trial, correct? Please wait a few moments. Ooh, I'm so curious. Well done. Sora, if we can find the clues that Setsuka left behind, we can have a new weapon on our side. When I saw Setsuka, it suddenly came into my mind. Oh no, hello? What are you... There's no backup for the data. The recovery will be impossible. It must have been something so detrimental to Mikado, he must have somehow, like, been able to just completely delete it. What? Why? You managed to restore the burnt Monocrow, so what's the problem? It's possible because there was existing backup data. The data on Miss Chiabukuro's note has been deleted. The only thing I can think of is Mikado himself deleted the data, or... Oh, it's ridiculous. It obviously was something important that he had to remove it. Well, there's a lot of things we don't know about Mikado. Well, I thought I could be of help. I apologize. It's not your fault. I guess it wouldn't just be that easy. But Sora, there's nothing we can say to Monocrow that will change anything. For now, we need to do whatever we can. Sora, you're being strangely calm. Unfortunately, it was just as I said. There was nothing we could do. What we've been able to gain from this is Setsuka was commissioned by the Kisaragi Foundation. At this point, neither Monocrow or Iroha knew much at all. If we can escape this virtual world, maybe I should ask somebody in the Foundation about her. About what kind of request she received, and what information she had about Mikado. I hope I can find out. Alright, I'm so curious to see the girls, the sisters. Okay, they look pretty similar, just different clothes. And the hair is slightly different. Inside the machine was a little different, but still recognizable women sleeping quietly. Hibiki and Kanade don't look that different. Well, they definitely look like adults compared to their young look before. Hibiki, and I don't even want to face that thing next to her. Iroha, did Void even know Kanade was a serial killer? I had no idea. I don't even understand what a person like that was doing in the plan in the first place. When we met with Mikado, the plan was already set. Only Mikado knew the criteria for the personnel. All of them were just Mikado's puppets. What did you expect? Don't blame Iroha too much. The rest of Void were just used by him. First of all, let's open the profile. Read it for yourselves. Hibiki Otsunokoji. Before the tragedy, she was a vocalist who was in the popular band Melody Rhythm. After the tragedy, she revitalized the stagnant society. She created charity performances, which all the money was donated to restoration projects. In addition to her band activities, she also participated in volunteer activities quite often. Because of these actions, she began to be called the next generation symbol of hope. And Kanade! Definitely not. Kanade Otsunokoji, before the tragedy, was a guitarist who was in the popular band Melody Rhythm. After the tragedy, oh, she also created charity performances. Huh. Maybe she did it just because Hibiki was doing it? I don't know. There's hardly a difference between them. Why is a killer who's taken at least 60 lives considered a next generation symbol of hope? There's another strange thing I noticed. With this profile alone, there doesn't seem to be any connection to the 79th class of Hope's Peak. Actually, I only have basic information about the twins. I was also amazed by Kanade's turn. What? Surely you should know everyone except Kokoro. Wait, I can make a theory, but it's not pre-entered information. Mikado might not have even known about Kanade's tendencies. Could that really be possible? Didn't Miss Kanade herself say it in the third trial? This is the first time I've been caught. That must mean nobody ever caught her committing murder, which means it was left as an unprecedented case. The police trying to solve over 60 cases. Perhaps it could have been a connection with the police. The police? Oh yeah, Kinzo. I keep calling him Kinjo, I think. The director of the Kisaragi Foundation, 79th class student, former ultimate policeman, Tsurugi Kinzo. I'm sure he had a close relationship trying to catch Miss Kanade. What? The ultimate policeman? Think about it. Important figures around Melody Rhythm continued to disappear. Of course, at some point, the twins must have been interrogated. Tsurugi Kinjo hates evil more than anyone else. It's hard to think he wasn't on the case. What about Hibiki? She's not related. No, at this time, Hibiki was also a suspect, the same as Kanade. She would have been interrogated too. And because of Kanade's nature, she would have highly covered up her crimes completely. Therefore, I think Miss Hibiki would have met Kinjo. Wait, it's going back between Kinzo and Kinjo, so it is Kinjo, at least once. Wait, isn't that a little off? I don't know who Mikado was, but how did he find the serial killer that even the police couldn't find? I'm not too sure, I'm sorry. There's something I'm worried about too. One condition Monocrow said is the next generation symbol of hope must be related to the 79th class. How do I explain it? It just feels odd to me, like a random selection. In fact, when I heard about the people in the plan, I did question the criteria a little. Mikado said that these people are enough, there's no alternative. There's no alternative? He said because they would be difficult people to capture and everybody knew them. Well, kidnapping not one, but 2 celebrities wouldn't have been easy. How the hell does he have so much nonsense intelligence? If you think about it, we really didn't know anything about Mikado, the mastermind behind the killing games, the leader of Void. The mastermind behind the killing game, the leader of Void. Even during the killing game, we couldn't find out his true intentions. We were just doing nothing. So now that we can investigate as freely as possible, being left alone gives me a weird feeling of incongruity. The twins are sleeping in the capsule without moving. Sora, have we unlocked the reset codes? Yes. It's just as Monocrow said, the reset code initializes the restoration of tampered data. Iroha wasn't an avatar like me. She was always like this. Why am I being mentioned? That's right, Sora. Even when you use the reset code on voids, it's safe to assume their appearance won't change. Oh, and my appearance didn't change. Is she saying, like, I'm secretly void too? Yuriko, I know what you're implying. That I'm a void too? Huh? Well, I'm not 100% sure yet. But it would make sense since your reset code works the same as the voids. I guess the thing is, are we going to see Yuki? He's probably going to look the same too. I agree with you. As Yuriko said, my amnesia hasn't gone even after the reset code's been released. Sora, you thought Akane Taira was dead. Maybe something got lost in the process. I'm not sure right now. Maybe Mikado was aiming to release Akane Taira. You're in a different position to me though, since you're one of the next generation hopes like Yuri. I'm curious about something. What is it? Who exactly is Akane Taira? Huh? Iroha, you don't know who Akane Taira is? It's the first time I've heard that name. Is that Sora's real name? What the hell are you talking about? The Voids knew information about the Killing Game participants. That's how Nikke knew about Setsuka's eyes. How don't you know about Sora? Well, unlike everyone else, I didn't get any information on Sora. When I asked about you, Mikado just told me you were a participant. Just a participant? Really? Actually, I didn't even know her name in the first place. So I'd like to ask, who are you, Sora? Sora's real name is Akane Taira. Like you Voids, she was one of the children who was helped by Utsuro. Oh. Sora? Wow, I guess she really didn't know. You're not lying? Why would I lie about it? My name is Akane Taira, and I was with Utsuro in his last moments. You were with Utsuro when he died? Shut up, I'm gonna go deaf. You really are part of the children of Utsuro. Children of Utsuro? Oh, it's just a name we called each other, to the other children Utsuro looked after. In other words, Void. Mikado Sonoji called it Void. Originally, Nikke was the leader. It was a small group instead of an organization. We didn't have another name. And as soon as Mikado joined, he said the children of Utsuro was over. Please, give us the details. Sora, you should already know if you really were a member. Utsuro didn't just help one or two people. And when Utsuro died, our divine luck disappeared. With that, our talents disappeared. As a result of that, according to Mikado, they died. It makes sense. Nobody would notice a few extra deaths when there's tragedy taking place. Then without the power of luck, your life is at risk. So how is the rest of Void alive? Well, death isn't guaranteed, but considering the sort of people Utsuro helped, you can imagine what would happen if their luck vanished. Divine luck itself doesn't cause death, it just makes people like me go back to their hell, and that could cause suicide. Is that right, Iroha? Even though they were all under the same luck, it depends on how much they needed the protection. He said that's right. Some people's lives were saved as a result. Just as much as some people's small wishes were granted, some people's lives were saved. And the degree of the disappearance matches the total amount of divine luck they receive. So are you saying the Voids received a lot of protection, meaning it's disappearing more slowly? Yeah, that's what I was trying to say, thank you. Wait a minute, that reminds me of something. Hey, there's Shiobai. It doesn't matter, anyway, this is just a virtual world, and you're Akane Taira. It doesn't matter if you're just her avatar or not. I'm sure you have some sort of relationship with Akane. So that means Mikado Sonoji also knows about Akane Taira. Why did he try to conceal that information? Does that mean that Shiobai also was maybe a child of Utsuro? That he knew about Akane? Mikado Sonoji tried to cover up Akane Taira. How would Shiobai know that? How don't you know that? Mikado was the only one in Void that knew about Akane Taira. Mikado knew about her and hid it. Shiobai knew information about Void that Iroha herself didn't know. I wonder what happened. Iroha, what do you want? Don't worry about what happened, it's in the past. But why did you knock me off the Tower of Babel? No, that wasn't me, Sora. It was somebody else. Girl, quit lying at this point. Come on now. I sinned. I'm so sorry. Well, at the time, Mikado was threatening me, so I couldn't help it, so you were pressured to kill by him. Yeah, I really didn't want to, honest. If I didn't, Mikado would have killed me. There's no need to tremble like that. I don't blame you, Iroha. I have no intention of looking down on you. But if you had died... Let's not think like that. In the end, you ended up helping me get my memories back. What are you on about? It doesn't matter. I'll tell you later. But if you truly feel sorry about it, you can always make it up to me later. Of course. Come to think of it, I have a question for you. Oh, what is it? You said it when you talked to Yuriko earlier, right? About Utsuro's children, each of which received help from Utsuro as a child, and gained divine luck. So, in many ways it matches up with Void. So, does that include you? Oh, yes. Well, in the case of me, I needed acknowledgement from the people around me. You wanted recognition. You know how my family's known for being a generation of famous artists? My mother, my father, my sister, and my brother, all of them were full of talent, and I was drawing doodles. It was only me who couldn't do anything. Painting, sculpting, designing, whatever I did, I was always mediocre at it. I couldn't fit into the first-class family. You even deceived us with your art abilities. That's why I was given divine luck. I wanted to be acknowledged by my family, by the world. That's all I wanted. After I met Utsuro, I joined the Nijui family like the others, and I became a great painter. So your painting ability was granted from divine luck. So is that why you joined Void? Because your talent began to disappear? Yes. But of course you know, you had to commit crimes in Void, including murder. If I'm not talented, I don't even deserve to be alive. Of course I knew it was criminal. But you wouldn't understand. Calm down, Iroha. I'm not trying to judge. Sora, before meeting Utsuro, I was nothing. There was no other way. Huh? Me, who could only draw small little mediocre drawings, was a big shame to my family name. So that's why they hid me from the public. Everyone knows me as the youngest daughter of the Nijui family. But the cover-up story was I had a mental illness, so I couldn't move my body. This allowed them to keep me in the house without anybody asking questions. What kind of family is this? Of course, my life wasn't affected that much. I had 3 meals a day, and it wasn't an uncomfortable place. But except from eating and sleeping, I was just stuck there, painting in my room, drawing and drawing. I couldn't go outside, and I had a 24-hour employee surveillance. If I tried to do something else or run away, my parents would have been contacted right away. And after that, punishment time! So she's used to punishment time, just not this extreme. It sounds like what happened at the Tower of Babel a few days ago. And guess what? The Tower of Babel felt better than staying in my room. The roughness. I was so young at the time, I just wanted to die. But for a timid person like me, there's no way I could kill myself. You're imprisoned until you're able to live up to our family name. That was the rule. Do you think I improved? I tried. Didn't you say that you liked manga? Yeah, I enjoyed it since I was young. But after I was imprisoned, I couldn't even touch it. My family doesn't see manga or cartoons as art. I was only allowed to watch anime when I was blessed by the heavens. I got so much love from my family after that. The heavens opened up. Divine luck. Sora, you were blessed too, so you should understand. You were to go back to how you were before you met Utsuro, and if you could somehow stop it, you'd have made the same choice I did. Would I? I thought Akane Taira died with Master Utsuro. If he died, that means, like Iroha, would I try to do anything to revive the luck? Master Utsuro, are you about to die? Of course, I wanted Master Utsuro to live, but me and him were criminals before people. If you die, you can't atone for your sins. But it's already happened, and Utsuro is dead. He wanted to die for what felt like a lifetime, and in the end, I put him down. Some people could say he ran away without paying the price for everything he committed. But ethics and morality aside, I have something more important to me. Master Utsuro, if he wants you to do something, you have to do it. It brings you back to life. It brings back divine luck. To return to hell or follow Utsuro. I don't have to worry about that anymore, right? What do you think, Sora? Oh, Sora. Yeah, what? Your expression turned blank when I was speaking to you. Wait a minute, I'm okay now. Okay, well then, anyway, that's my story. I don't know much about the others' backstories. All I know is that Hajame's was health, Emma's was wealth, Nikke's was power. What about Mikado? Oh, Mikado, I didn't... I didn't ask. It's bad to pry into other people's pasts. He would have been mad at me if I asked. I see. Anyways, Iroha, I can see how desperate every void was. But I'm in the same position. Even so, you're wrong. I know I don't deserve to say this, but when this is all over, we should pay for our sins, as part of the children of Utsuro. That's right, we have to fight against Mikado to prevent Luck from being revived. What's wrong? Well, it's good to pay for your sins, but can't we find another way? Excuse me? I'm joking, of course. Akane Taira. Hey, me? This discomfort, what is it? Alright, so we're almost done with the investigating. What? What? I can't even see. Where is everybody? Here we go, careful where you're touching. Sorry, I didn't mean it. Monocrow? Monocrow, are you here? Do something. I'm deeply sorry I surprised you all. Let there be light. It sure is brighter, but everything's still dark. No, it's not dark, it's something else. It's just like space? There's literally nothing here. But how can we stand? There's no floor. I apologize, I expected this, but it's harder than expected. What are you talking about? Where the hell are we? Oh, Sora, Yuriko, over there. Wait, is that? Yeah, it's Shinji. Well, you can definitely see how he would be like a beacon of hope. Wait a minute, all the singularities before have been at the previous murder locations. Why is Shinji here? This is the Tower of Babel's power room. The remnants of it, anyway. The remnants? The Tower of Babel, as you know, was outside of Mikado's territory. I know Nikke made the Tower of Babel, but it's an object that doesn't exist in the original program, so when it rebooted, it looks like the data was removed. The Tower of Babel was deleted? Well, because the data that contained the tower was deleted, I moved Shinji to this empty space. Do you understand? Nope. Does location really matter? Shinji's capsule's still here, and you can get the information right here. I guess you're right. The Tower of Babel. Ever since we stepped foot in that tower, things began to get stranger and stranger. Nikke and Teruya started to run wild, and I became aware that I was an enemy. Shiobai's behavior changed soon after we left the Tower of Babel, too. It's like he found out information, right? Huh? Wait, the Tower of Babel was prepared by Nikke. Sora, what's up? Is something bothering you? Iroha? What is it? You don't know anything about the tower, right? No, I didn't know anything about it. Nikke made it in the first place without the other void's knowledge. At the time, Mikado said Nikke couldn't have done it at all. So, is she implying Shiobai helped? So if you didn't help Nikke make the Tower of Babel, how the hell did he do it? I know it's a waste to ask, but do you know anything useful? Wait, I might actually know something. Just say it already. I'm not too sure, but Nikke always said we should take Mikado's side. Because of that, I was stuck, but it got a little awkward with us, so there was more and more solo actions. Maybe in that time? Sora, it's okay. Nikke's the only one who could answer that question, and he's dead, and the tower's gone. For now, let's investigate on what's in front of us, rather than what we can't find. I see. I'm sorry. Something was just bugging me. Glad that's sorted. Then let's investigate Shinji quickly. And I'm sorry, but we're in quite a rush, so investigate as soon as possible, please. This place feels very uncomfortable as a program. I want to leave as soon as possible. Oh wow, he looks quite different. Inside the capsule was a man who looked middle-aged, sleeping silently. Shinji, just how old were you? Late 50s, also known as middle-aged by international standard of the current era. He's old enough to be our father. Well, Kokoro was quite old too, so it's not that surprising. Let's see. Shinji Kasai, ever since he was a young man, he was a hard-working firefighter. He was responsible for saving many lives during his time on duty. At one point, he was in a fairly high position, but he was too reckless and crossed the line. His health was never the same. Thanks to his wife and children, he began to recover, and eventually became a security guard. Nevertheless, when the tragedy hit, he took off and began to save countless people from disasters. He was proud to become the first next-generation symbol of hope for his work. He fought to help everyone using his firefighting abilities, until the tragedy ended. That's amazing. Shinji. He is just as he was here, an uncle figure for us all. Shinji was married? That's what you're focusing on? Remembering the Shinji— oh, that's true, he had an issue with women. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. Remembering the Shinji we know, I'm not sure how a guy like him got married. Sora, too soon. I'm joking. What's his relationship to the 79th class? Shinji had a great influence in resolving all the despair. He was a great man all around. If he didn't act, the death toll would have been much higher. There's no record of him enrolling in Hope's Peak, but he really does compare to an ultimate. True talent. Since he saved the lives of most people, including the 79th class, you could say he was indirectly related, but his most decisive mood was saving the life of the young— oh, Kanata Inori, the 79th class ultimate surgeon. Kanata Inori. I liked her. She was cute. Kanata lived alone after losing her family in a tragic car accident when she was young. The life of Miss Inori was saved by Shinji, who arrived as an active firefighter at the incident. She was in critical condition at the time, and he used his friendship with Hikaru Ando to get her the help she needed. Both of them seem to have gotten close after saving Kanata's life. For reference, the doctor called Hikaru is currently working in the medical team for the Kisaragi Foundation. What's with that look? Is there something you don't understand? It's not that. It's just a lot of information. Kanata, Hikaru. I don't know them very well. Me too. I can see why I wouldn't, but shouldn't you? I keep telling you, Mikado said all the preparations were done. Except for Sora, who's a 79th class member. I'm in a similar situation to you, Yuriko. Right, Sora? Sora? Yeah, that's right. You know, you'll be there. Sora? Anyway, Shinji was the first of the next generation symbols of hope. One could view him as the leader of the group. Even without the connection to the 79th class, Mikado would have chosen him, I assume. Well, is this roughly about it for Shinji? Yes, there's not much more to say. Let's move on. According to the rules so far, the Twin Towers are next, right? Well, I mean, this is the last singularity. Huh? What do you mean? As Yuriko stated, the twins were at the other murder site, so Teruya is the only one remaining. To be honest, I'm not sure if we can properly investigate Teruya. Why's that? Unlike you, who are using a genuine connector from the Neo World program, Teruya's entrance was made from another location. This is too confusing. It's an easy-to-understand explanation. All of you right now are lying in the same room in reality. The Neo World program is quite bulky. Because of this, the connection has to be concentrated in one room. By the way, Teruya wasn't part of Mikado's plan from the beginning. He and the other Kisaragi members accessed the program through alternative methods. You're talking about Rei? Rei entered the same way. Wait, Monocrow, there's a contradiction. Sora said she met that Rei girl in the Tower of Babel, but she was obviously burned to ashes on our first day in the killing game. If death in the virtual world is death in the real world, how is she still alive? Miss Makaru's alive? Monocrow said the connector's different, right? Maybe that one doesn't cause death. No, even if the connection method's different, the program connects directly to the brain, as evident by Teruya being completely dead. Interesting. How is Miss Mikaru alive? I don't know for sure. Can't we just ask her directly when we enter the real world? Problem solved. Any more questions? I want to leave. You're really desperate. Do you hate this place that bad? Well, you wouldn't know. I just feel worrisome. Anyway, when you're ready to head to the last area, please talk to me. Wait, the next one's the last? Sora? There were 5 killings you experienced in this game, so the singularity number will be the same. The people who've died so far: Yuri, Kokoro, Setsuka, the twins, Shinji. 6 people in total? Of the 16 participants, there were 5 voids and only 10 normal students. Of the remaining 5 left, Yuriko is the same as the dead symbols, and I'm Akane Taira. Yuki is the void's purpose itself. Then all that remains— what about Teruya and Shiobai? Teruya belonged to the Kisaragi Foundation and was captured trying to rescue us. But what about Shiobai? Surely he can't be a symbol. Shiobai is quite irregular, you could say. Oh, she's— why is she looking like that? You don't have to say it, Monocrow. I'll ask my friend. Iroha, I'm talking about you. Me? Well, I'm not sure. Shiobai, what do I know about him? Ha ha ha. Don't lie to my face. I can tell you're lying, you know? Did you know about the identity of Shiobai? Yes. No. By the way, can I say? You said you'd help us. The least you can do is answer a few questions. Or what? I guess there's still no redemption for you voids. Here we go. What are you trying to say? Please, be nice to me. You start being nice and I'll be nice. And stop screaming at me. I'm older. Treat me with respect. Girls, you're both pretty. Now calm down. Shiobai, was our void's collaborator. What? Collaborator? Wait, Nikke said something like that at the Tower of Babel. It's true, Void only had 5 members, but that's not all there is to it, huh? Rumor has it there's a oh my gosh, all this stuff that just gets glossed over because there's just so much information to take in. Rumor has it there's a mysterious collaborator that helped with our plans. A collaborator? I literally do not remember this conversation at all. No one other than Mikado knows about this person. I've only heard about their existence, that's all. Makes sense that that's the reason why Shiobai was allowed to run around in the tower. Wait, wasn't Nikke lying about that? It's no lie. We knew who the collaborator was. It's Shiobai. Don't misunderstand. I don't know what Shiobai was supposed to do. The only person who knows what the collaborator was actually doing was Mikado, and that also explains how Mikado, or like why he kind of protected Shiobai, because he didn't want Shiobai to get killed during the class trial, right? But didn't Nikke say none of the other members knew apart from Mikado? Nikke was that kind of person. I told a lot of lies too, but don't think I'm such a bad person. I mixed lies with truth. So Nikke talked about the insider Void being Shinji when it was actually Shiobai. But he fought against Mikado on the first island, so what does that mean? I'm not so sure about the details. Shiobai was a man who took employment seriously, remember? Employment? If you gave him a certain amount of money, he'd do anything without hesitation. But Shiobai didn't know about Mikado when we started the killing game. Well, what happened between Mikado and Shiobai, I'm not sure. Shiobai's memories might have been manipulated like all of yours. Wait, so he looked that awful even in high school? I wonder what he looks like now. No, Shiobai's avatar works like the Void's. Since he was hired for the plan, he wouldn't be a symbol of hope, and he wasn't related to the 79th class. Mikado manipulated Shiobai's memories. Why would he do that after paying him? Well, that's all I can tell you about Shiobai for now. Iroha doesn't seem to know more. If you think about it, Shiobai in the Tower of Babel did seem a little different, especially on the 5th island when he mentioned Akane Taira. He suddenly disappeared before my eyes, too. Did he recover his memories at some point? I was unintentionally helping you, but it looks like I gotta do what I was paid for. Oh my gosh. Oh, he said that too, didn't he? Oh my gosh. If Shiobai was the collaborator of Mikado, then what does that mean? What do you know about the Kisaragi Foundation? Well, I don't have much information on the Foundation either. Our information hasn't exactly got a conclusion. We're just left with more questions. The easiest answer to them would be from Mikado's own mouth. Well, I don't think he would tell us so easily. What is the real Mikado doing? He wasn't part of our execution, so he's gotta be alive somewhere. I see. Mikado appears like a ghost and brings misfortune. It's just him. Sora said Shiobai is gone, and Yuki too. I'm not so sure he's around. I'm not sure about Mikado, but I can sense Yuki. He seems to be in the next singularity, probably trapped there just like Iroha was. For now, there's nothing else for us to do here. Let's go and find Yuki. Mikado, the Kisaragi Foundation. All of our problems are about to come together. We need a plan. You're right. Can we quickly move? Right, well, let's move right away. Again, prepare yourself for the dizziness. Come this way. Oh. What? We've arrived. The final place in the error program. It's a singularity, but not a singularity. It's the 5th singularity. Is this Higa City's Twin Towers? We've come full circle. Sora? Sora, what's wrong? Oh no. What's wrong with me? I got chills and goosebumps the moment I stepped foot in here. It's different from just feeling dizziness. It's a weird sensation that's hard to explain. Are you all okay? What? I feel a bit dizzy, but I'm used to it the 4th time around. Is there something wrong? No. I'm fine, don't worry. Was I fine? Why am I the only one who felt that? The feeling is immediately setting off warning sirens in my head. So we see Toria's, we've got the thing down there for his room. Maybe we'll get to see the moment that he was poisoned. I know I don't mean to be hung up on that. I would just like, it pretty much was spelled out by Mikado how it happened. I would have just liked to see the moment that he was poisoned. Well, as you all know, Toria must be here, somewhere. As I said, he's connecting differently to this world, however. I can't conclude if his data is still intact or not until I see him for myself. So, where is Toria? He's probably in the warehouse. No, wait a minute. Sora, I'm not sure what it is, but there's something there. I feel danger coming from the warehouse. What do you mean? Miss Sora, I don't know what you mean. If we don't go through this door, you can't see Yuki. Wait, Yuki's in there? No, please don't. What's my problem? It's like the sensation I had during the third class trial. I'm hesitating because I can't figure out what this creepy sensation is. Suddenly, something began to move. Sora, you can feel it too, can't you? The sign. Who's there? Who's that? Who is it? Oh! Okay. It's been a while, you damn fools. Surviving like cockroaches. I guess I should congratulate you. This plan should have ended much earlier, but I've disregarded that plan, or discarded that plan now. The person who opened the warehouse door was Mikado Sonoji. I can't forget a horrible face like that. As if his previous attire wasn't creepy enough, his new mask and shape takes it to a whole new level. And there was someone else in the arms of Mikado. Yuki! He finally made his appearance. Mikado, what? Don't kill us. Don't be so cautious. I have no intention of taking your life. What? You just tried to shamelessly execute us. But simply because you reached the wrong conclusion. What did you do to Yuki? What did I do to him? Oh, that is cool. I think he looks pretty cool like this, actually. I didn't do anything. This is all your fault he's like this. What? Don't worry, he's alive, just unconscious. By the way, something unexpected has happened. Quite embarrassing. And despite you not knowing my plan, you brought them all here, Monocrow. What? Plan? Monocrow, you... No, do not rush to conclusions. I'm your ally, not your enemy. Mikado, I don't know what you're planning, but I am no longer under your control. Hoo-hoo, this must be the limit of your usefulness. What? Unfortunately, your role has ended a long time ago. No matter how important you were, I can't have you flying around doing what you want. I have no choice but to deal with you myself. After saying that, Mikado began to raise his hand and draw a magic circle. Ugh! Monocrow! A sharp spear of flames created by Mikado pierced through Monocrow's tiny body. The spear burned brightly and began to explode Monocrow's body from within. Ugh, Mikado. No, no way. I can't. From the beginning, Ugh! Red-hot debris flew all across the walls and floor whilst melting. Monocrow's body was completely destroyed. Monocrow! Ha! Rest well, Monocrow. He was only a substitute for the far more useful Monokuma anyway. Just a simple AI. You. Now that the side characters are gone, shall we move to the final act? What? What else do you have planned? We already have our memories back and know the truth now. We won't fit into your plan anymore. So let us out of here immediately. I will let you go. Stop being dramatic. It's over now anyway. Didn't I say? I have no intention of taking any more lives. Really? Well, I will admit, according to the original plan, you all should have been executed and died. However, since things turned out like this, a revision of the plan was needed, so I'll spare your lives accordingly. Wouldn't you say it makes sense? Do you really think that we trust you that easily? If you really don't intend to harm us, hand over Yuki. What? I'm sorry, what did you say? I think I heard you wrong. You wouldn't ask for that. Let's not let us comrades fight. Hoo 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 hoo. Someone like you. Mikado, your avatar seems to have changed a bit. Nothing like that happened to us, and your avatar seems broken. Okay, good. I will return Yuki to you, but I cannot at the moment. I will when we're finished. Not only that, I'll let you return to your peaceful daily lives with no harm. I swear on my name. Mikado began to shout with an obscene gesture. Countless times we've been tricked by his speeches. There's something wrong here. He's got to be lying. In the end, it looks like our killing school trip has been extended. As long as Mikado, the masked man who planned this all, doesn't let us, there's no hope of escape. Like when Ray was burned on the first day, fragments of Monocrow are still scattered everywhere. Even though this was a virtual world, the smell of burning felt real, like it was breaking our will of resistance. Our options were slowly disappearing from us, little by little. What do you want us to do? If I'm honest, the rest of the plan from now on will be improvised. Strictly speaking, my plan was 99% successful. The 1% did fail, probably due to outside interference, but that matters not to me. I have insurance. Master Utsuro. Has Yuki already been taken over by Utsuro? Is it not possible for the original Yuki to come back? Sora. Hoo-hoo, an amazing question. The simple answer is yes, you have nothing to worry about. As you all know, Void's plan is the resurrection of divine luck. To do that, we need to resurrect Utsuro. However, that doesn't necessarily mean we have to sacrifice Yuki. What do you mean? Do you not understand? In other words, Utsuro can be revived with divine luck, and Yuki can be brought back to live his own life. A happy ending where everyone wins. Isn't that what you want? There's no need to fight each other, right? That's ridiculous. There can't be such a happy ending. She's like, this is Danganronpa. That's not how this works. If it was possible, why would you put us through the killing game? Is there a need for me to answer all of your questions? Everything I say is true. The choice is yours in the end. You can have your happy ending or not. Is it really true? Iroha, don't believe him too. But I can't help it. Monocrow tried to resist, and look how he turned out. We can't beat him. Also, if Mikado had planned to kill us, he would have already done so. Am I wrong? You're not wrong, but... Yuriko, it's okay. It doesn't matter if he's lying or not. We don't follow him. He'll just kill us. If it's true, we should accept it. Sora. Mikado, if you betray us, no matter what happens, I won't let you escape. I will attack you head-on, take everything back that you've taken from us, and stop your plans. Hoo-hoo, fine by me. Fine, but this is the last time that I'll go along with his plans. What should we do from now on? Let's see. From now on, we're going to work on completing the last 1% of the plan. It's simple. What I want you to do is the same as what you did during the killing school trip. A class trial. The final class trial. Another class trial? Originally, the 5th class trial should have been the last. No, the plan should have been finished after that. The last judgment ended up in disaster, so if we wish to get the good ending, we'll have to try again. Damn it, that means someone else has to die after all. Oh, don't mistake my words. We will not be discussing a murder case. We'll discuss the truth, specifically my plan. About Void's plans, the killing school trip, and the next generation symbols of hope. You came here with Monocrow and collected information on the way, correct? Mikado, are you asking us to figure out your plan? Put it together, the plan I've worked my whole life for. If you discover the truth, I will let you live. And if you fail... If we fail? It shouldn't matter, regardless of the outcome. You have the rest of your life to do it. What? That means we have to remain here forever? I value results over anything else. No matter how perfect the process is, if the result is a disaster, it would all be in vain. Ironically, the class trial is more of a process in itself than a result. Even the process of making a class trial itself is a result. What are you talking about? Does it mean that you don't care about what we do in the class trial? Can I continue what I was saying? You just need to clear the class trial, and my plan will be complete. What should we do, Sora? Doesn't it sound suspicious? There must be something up. Sora, you said you were going to attack Mikado head-on. Any plans? No, I don't have a plan. I'm sorry. Huh? For Mikado, it's the same. His plan should be ruined. Actually, this is because of some outside interference. Who in the real world is trying to sabotage Mikado? Maybe someone from the Kisaragi Foundation. As long as we're in the virtual world, all we can do is wait for someone to come help us. But if they could help, wouldn't they have before? I guess we have to believe in whoever it was. No, the Kisaragi Foundation must have done it. I don't think we would have survived the execution without them. This means the Foundation is finally acting, and it's proof that they won't let Mikado escape. But why are they acting so late? It's almost like they wanted us to get to this point for them to, like, enact their plan. Is it going to be a tough fight? I don't exactly know what Mikado's after, or why the Kisaragi Foundation is helping us. I think this is the best we can do for now. What should I do? One option after another. No tactical meeting? Hoo-hoo. Well, it's decided. Let's move immediately. Now, with a sudden reboot, there's a lot of errors all over the place. This time, we're going straight to the final trial grounds. Let's go. Oh shit, okay. This will be the end of everything. The final trial grounds? Where is that? That will be all. Follow me. Yes, the area they told us not to go. This is a vacant spot in Hika City, so there should be nothing here. Originally, if you entered this place, you'd be in an infinite loop of a forest and eventually come back. But I've configured it to show a building in the vacant spot as a failsafe in case the system reboots. A building? Yes, the final judgment room. Let's go. We went into the woods with Mikado without a word. Soon, the thick fog cleared and the appearance of a huge tower began to appear. This is a very different feeling from the Tower of Babel. It's an overbearing feeling. What do you think? Is it grandiose enough for our finale? Is this the final judgment room? Was this prepared for an emergency, or were you always planning for this? I wouldn't say expected, I'd say prepared. Honestly, I'm quite happy to be revealing this. Even more happy than I was when Nikke confessed to being a void. However, my plan was already in motion. Being here makes me feel like there's nothing else to fail. How long are you planning to keep Yuki like that? Even if he's unconscious, do you plan to involve him in the class trial? Don't worry about that. When you arrive in the Judgment Tower, you'll understand. Because then it's just going to be the three of us versus Mikado, and Iroha's basically useless. So I wonder if we're going to get down there and, like, everybody will be temporarily revived. And that's why he said, like, oh, don't worry about it. Finally, the environment is worth seeing. Or maybe Shiobai will be down there. It doesn't look that different. The elevator's exactly the same. This part is copy-pasted. However, unlike the last elevator, this one goes to the sky instead of underground. A class trial in the sky whilst we admire the scenery. Wouldn't that be perfect for the final chapter? Okay, now that's it. Ta-da! Mikado snapped his fingers and the unconscious Yuki disappeared. Yuki? Where did you send Yuki? Yuki will take a special little role in the class trial. Special role? Don't you know? Yuki's key in Void's plan. That's what it means. Yuki's unconscious avatar is his vessel that will soon be resurrected, so he can't participate in the trial. So I pulled out the mind of Yuki and put it elsewhere. What? Didn't you say he was just unconscious? Oh, you don't have to worry, my friends. I did promise, remember? Yuki will be returned to you, and you can return to your peaceful daily life. There's no harm in you all living, so I don't mind. Anyway, Yuki's already in the trial grounds, being shown using a separate display. At the end of the trial, everything will go back to normal, so I ask you to focus carefully. Is there anything else you want to ask? I didn't think so. Now, are you all ready? Yuriko, we have to do this. I know. Should we really be following his word so easily? I wonder if it's really the right thing to be doing, but if it's true Yuki's still alive, we have to do this. Yuriko, we need to join forces. Wait, why wasn't I mentioned? I'm with you too. Oh, right. Why do I think she's just going to betray us again? I won't. I've definitely made up my mind. Aren't you just doing this to stay alive? Of course not. It feels like at the end of Danganronpa, there's always that one character that you're like, really? Of all the cool characters, all the capable people that died, you're the one who made it through to the end. Like it or not, running away isn't an option. As Mikado said, this is the final chapter, the finale. The grand events around us start to push us towards the end. Somehow, I want to prolong this as long as possible, and hope somebody will come to intervene, because there's still a chance for us to fight back. Good, the elevator doors are open. Let us go to the final stage. For the last time, Mikado, were you telling the truth? Is it really true? Of course, the bad things are now over. Now everything begins and ends with this elevator. I don't want to fight, but I will if I have to. So if anybody wanted a chance to attack, now would be the last time. Oh. Now let's get started. That was a little freaky. All right, everybody, that is going to do it for this episode. So now we know why these particular people were picked for this killing game was because they had some sort of connection to the previous students of Hope's Peak Academy of, I think, the 75th group. And now it is time, as we usually do for the 6th class trial, is to uncover the truth of everything. So no more murders, but now we have to reveal everything. So it's us versus Mikado. We got to figure it out, like what's the big plan? How did this all come in? So this is it. We're going to be doing the final class trial next week. Bummer, bummer, bummer. I'm going to be sad to finish this game, but I'm very excited to see, will this final class trial live up to the hype of, usually the last class trials? Only one way to find out. Stay tuned next week for the final class trial of Super Danganronpa Another 2. I hope you're looking forward to it. I will see you next time. Until then, bye. Special shoutouts to my top tier patrons: Revealing Storm, Lynn's VA, Kenji Storm, Icognito, Kevlar, Jesse Pelletier Lemire, and Lucas Gomes.